Hello, welcome, welcome. So good to see you all. I feel like this is like our first day. I'm really excited today for some crazy reason. It's our council meeting, so I guess it's not a crazy reason to be excited.
Sure it is.
Yes, 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 yes.
Absolutely. Excitement to find out what everybody's been up to. Certainly everybody's been busy and
Absolutely, absolutely. Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome. It's 101, and I know you're just getting in. And while you're coming in, if you will put your name, the agency you represent, and your email contact in the chat box, that allows us to know who attended the meeting, and it allows our partners to know how to get in contact with you as well as who you represent. Good to see you all, and today is a good day. Happy Thursday. We'll give it one more minute, you guys, and we'll just go ahead and start. And let's make sure we are recording. Did anyone hear that message that we're recording when they came in?
I saw it.
yes.
Yes.
Okay, okay. 1 second. All right, it's 1:02 and it's time to start our Wake Local Reentry Council meeting. Greetings, everyone. Very good to see you today. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for being here. Today is October 28th, and we have a full day plan, not a full day, a full hour and a half planned for you. I am Lenarda Williamson, your Wake Local Reentry Council coordinator. All right, today's agenda, we will share a spotlight, a partner that has been a champion over the last couple months. We're going to recognize someone special. We'll hear our reentry update, program updates from Natalie Mabon. Donna Farrar will give our client service updates. We're going to hear from Allison Jordan. She shares the NCDPS updates, gives us policy and any other type of updates that we'll need. We'll hear from our legal aid of North Carolina partner, I believe Ayana Robinson or one of her colleagues will be here to sharing information with us. We're going to have a special presentation from our very own Dennis Gaddy. He wears many hats. Among them, you all know he is the executive director of community success initiatives, but he is also the chair of the Wake Chapter Second Chance Alliance. So he's going to give a comprehensive presentation to us today and share some information even about CSI, community success initiatives. We're going to have our subcommittee update reports from those chairs, co-chairs, and vice chairs. We'll have an opportunity for you all to share events and updates that your agencies are doing, so that we can patronize those events as well. And then we'll discuss next steps. I'm going to turn it over to Miss Natalie Mabon.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our LRC meeting. It's so good to see you guys. I absolutely love my part of the agenda. It gives me great excitement, right? And so I get to do the program updates and the spotlight. But even though the program update is exciting, I want to save it to the end. This first part, to me, it by far gives me the greatest excitement. So this is a time when I need everyone's assistance. You ready? I need you to take a second, unmute yourselves, everybody. I know it could be chaotic. Just do it for me, please. And on the count of 3, I want to hear like the loudest roar or drum roll or whatever kind of cheering excitement you can give us for this time of day, wherever you are, so that we can announce our spotlight partner. This is a time for everybody. On the count of 3. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3.
Hey.
Narda, next slide. We are shouting out today our partners, Family Resource Center South Atlantic. Yay!
Yay. Yay.
Under the leadership of Derek Bird. My goodness, this partner has worked very hard. They are constantly connecting us with resources, connecting us with individuals who are looking for our assistance. Derek Bird, James Johnson has really been helpful in directing partners to us as well as participants that he becomes aware of. Derek, too, has been sending us referrals that have reached out and connected with him. Bernadine and Betty Corbett. My goodness, Miss Corbett has been so instrumental with our housing subcommittee and helping us to create what you'll hear later from Yamali, some of the groundwork for the work of the subcommittee. So just one more time, I want to say to the Family Resource Center South Atlantic, 25 years of service. Thank you so much for your partnership and all of your hard work in helping us to continue this work. Thank you.
Bravo.
Yay. Okay, so we can go back on mute, but thank you for giving me that. So for program updates, I did promise that they would be exciting as well, and they are. I certainly hope you will see them as a exciting opportunity. We certainly believe it is. We have, Capital Area has worked with Wake County, the Wake County Commissioners and the Public Safety Committee in particular, and expressing the interest of advancing the work of reentry throughout our county. We have shared the platform that you all create, the work that all of our partners are doing, all of the people on this call, as well as the hard work of Lenarda and Donna in really pushing the direct services forward. They agreed that this is a body of work that really should be advanced and have awarded us an extension, some funding to allow us to expand our staff. We are excited to announce that we'll be adding 4 positions, but we're going to start, this will be very intentional growth. We're going to start initially with hiring for 2 case management positions. And I'll say it was very important for us to not only increase our staff so that we could serve more individuals because the need is there, but it was also important to us that we diversify what we're offering, that we can become a more comprehensive program. Just in the baseline, creating this baseline of working with our participants, we realize the unmet need for behavioral health services. We'll be adding a behavioral health specialist as a case management position. This individual will not be doing therapy. This will be more system navigation to work with individuals prior to release, to be that continuum of care, to help them figure out how to navigate the appointments, to stay on track with medication and the resources they need in order to stabilize and have a higher chance for success when they return to the community. The second case manager position that we will be adding will be someone who will focus predominantly on the individuals who are leaving the detention center, Wake Detention Center, but that case manager will also focus on individuals who go through our Wake County court system, who are convicted and placed on supervised probation, so they can receive community referrals as well. This will divide our case management load into more specialties. So we have the unmatched Donna Farrar, who has specialized in our prison population predominantly because that's our funding stream. But now we'll be able to add someone who can focus on the very different dynamics of a detention center population, and then a third case manager who will specialize in the behavioral health, mental health, and substance use services and connecting them with those resources. So we're excited about that. The third position we'll add this first year is going to be a resource specialist. And that individual, there's so many resources that are needed, but they will work closely with Lenarda in connecting with those community resources. We see housing as the priority. And that individual will engage with the county departments and agencies spread across our county who are looking at affordable housing and how to address the deficiencies and the needs to provide housing to not just returning citizens, but also to individuals who may need specialized behavioral health resources and or those who may have been convicted of a sex offense. So having someone designated to really dig in and do that work versus being spread across a whole lot of different topics, that person will probably start primarily with addressing that housing piece. And in the second year of that position, we're looking to then bring on the component of mentoring, whether that be through only peer support or hybrid model with peer support and community volunteers. So I don't want to take up the meeting because it's exciting work that we're looking to do, but keep your eyes and ears open because we'll send postings out to our partners for sure as we begin to move forward in that process. I want to say that was the only thing you gave me, right, Lenarda?
The executive committee, or we're going to do that one last?
I can do it now. As many of you know, our state system is really designed so that local reentry councils are developed around a leadership body. That leadership body includes an executive committee, an advisory committee. And we have begun the process of pulling together and reestablishing an executive committee. We have several individuals who have committed to doing that work. And we're excited to be bringing them together in the coming weeks. And we will do an official announcement in December so that you can meet the executive committee that will really guide this body of work to make sure that we are compliant with the state requirements, to make sure that our subcommittee work is driven based on the needs and the gaps in services that have been identified. But those are two key leadership components that all councils have to be rooted in. And so we are right on the launch of that. We're excited about that and more to come on that as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Natalie. Thank you very much. All right. So next we have updates from NCDPS, our funding partner, Allison Jordan. She's a representative and our consultant. Allison, if you're speaking, we can't hear you. I know you're here.
Lenarda, we may have lost her. I don't see her name listed.
Okay. Okay.
If you'd like,
Okay.
we could come back.
So we'll come back to Allison. Do we have Ayanna Robinson or someone from Legal Aid of North Carolina on the?
Lenarda, you skipped client services update.
I'm so sorry. Thank you, Donna. Yes, next we have our client services update. Ms. Donna Farrar.
All right. So good afternoon, everybody. And if you'll go to the next slide, please.
Yes.
So here's just a brief snippet for the past 2 months between August and September of the number of services that we provided individuals. During the month of August, there were several in-person appointments scheduled, but for various reasons, like someone getting a job interview or no transportation, they weren't able to come to the office. So there were a lot of no calls and no shows. In this chart, these two charts only highlight the top areas of services during this time frame. As you can see, transportation, housing, identification, and basic needs. In the month of September, there was one individual who became fully employed within the first 30 days of release. And so far, he's doing well on his job. He works about 10-hour shifts, and he's doing 6 days a week. So he's really staying busy. He's also working on getting his driver's license restored. And currently, we have 4 participants who are interested in driver's license restoration. At least one of them have started the process already, but others need assistance with either paying or eliminating their fees and fines right now. And there is one guy who has fees as far back as 1984 that's hindering from him getting his license. So we're working diligently with these with these participants so that they can obtain their driver's license. And that's all I have for right now.
One more piece for you, Donna. Thank you. Uh-oh. There we go.
Oh, sorry, forgot about that. All right, so this is a picture here of John. He received a Chromebook from Hub Tech Technology, one of our partners located in Henderson, and he's going to be using that laptop he just recently found a job, so, but he'll be using that laptop, of course, to do a variety of things, whether that's looking for further employment, just staying connected to friends and family, or using it at his leisure. So he recently received it and he's very grateful.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. Do we have Allison? Did she jump back on? Did anyone see her back on the call? And if not, if we have our partner from Legal Aid of North Carolina.
Yeah, I don't see Allison.
Okay. All right. Well, I think what we're going to do is go on and we're going to skip those pieces. We apologize that we did that for that inconvenience. We probably will get Allison back on the call. So we'll come back and revisit that. But we have a special presentation from Dennis Gaddy. Again, I shared earlier that he's the executive director of Second Chance Alliance. He's also the chair of the Wake County chapter of Second Chance Alliance. He usually provides an update, but today we specifically asked him to give us a more of a comprehensive overview of the program. Dennis, we'll turn it over to you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good to be here. I was sitting here listening to the ongoing great work of the LRC, and I've kind of had the good fortune to kind of watch the history of the LRC. And I just want to tell you, you guys are unbelievable, and I'm glad to be a part of this team as we carry forward the work of working with people who find themselves entangled in the criminal justice system. Thank you for the time for the presentation today. We want to kind of go over a few things as to kind of the historical work of the Second Chance Alliance, as well as the historical work of Community Success Initiative. Before you now is the screen of the North Carolina Second Chance Alliance. We have some pictorials there that kind of indicate some of the work that we've done that we'll be going over in some future videos here, website visits here in just a moment or so. To the left there, you see us with Governor Cooper. That's when we were when he had signed the Second Chance Act that we'll talk about in a few moments. It's Attorney Darrell Atkinson and Salam Abdullah and myself there with the governor. And to the left that you can't see is Bakir Mujahid from Durham as we stood with the governor and a very celebratory day of him signing an act that really broadened the expungement work of people from across the state. The top center there is the actual 2019 lobby day, where we brought over 1,000 people to the legislative body and to talk about the act that was signed by the governor a year before. A year before we had the lobby day to push that effort, and that bill actually passed the Senate and the House unanimously without any opposition. So we're very, very, very glad of that. To the far right is that we had part of the LRC, Ms. Maben there in the front, helping us to celebrate. That's the CSI team pretty much there in the background there. I see Bill Rowe back there from the North Carolina Justice Center, and my friend Joyce Jones there to the right from the Pitt County work. And we had been awarded there the governor, the Attorney General's Dogwood Award about the work that CSI had done in the state over the last year, and I guess over the last 17 years. And we were glad to be a part of that. And and down from that is my wife, Jackie. She is my first funder. I like to tell people that because, you know, when we first started, we didn't have anything in CSI. My cell phone was my office phone. And Jackie, I guess she felt sorry for me, but she gave me my first line of credit. She says, go out and do what you do. Go find out what you're supposed to do. Because back in the day, 17 years ago, there was no word called reentry. And so we went out and kind of searched around the country and found and discovered the people who had already done this work maybe since the 60s, right? And we were able to kind of connect with them. So she's been my wife for 38 years now, my partner. We have 2 children and 1 grandson, and we're glad to have our family with that. Last picture there is the work that we did with the Wake County Legislative, the Wake County County Commissioner. At that time, Commissioner Jessica Holmes was the chief counselor of the commission, and we helped promote Ban the Box in Wake County, and it was passed unanimously by the county commissioners back in 2019, early 2020. So now in Wake County, if you apply for a job in Wake County as a county job, you will not be asked a question on the front page of whether or not you have a record or not. That question has been banned to further along in the conversation, assuming that you get an offer for the job. Okay, let's go to the website, Lenata, of the North Carolina secondchance.org. Not that screen, go to the website, ncsecondchance.org.
Okay, give me a second, I'll pull it up.
Okay.
I think I'm sharing the wrong screen. Give me 1 second, I apologize. Maybe it's this one. Yeah, it's that one. All right.
Okay, that's it. Let's let me see here. Go back to the hit the left picture there, the left arrow. Go back 1, go back another, go back another, go back another, go back another. Okay, let's start here and just hold it there. Every year we have our lobby days at the legislature where we bring people from all over the state. Obviously in 2020, obviously in 2021, we didn't have it because of COVID still in our midst. So we had a virtual lobby day, we call it a virtual day of advocacy that you can still find on YouTube or find it on the website for North Carolina Second Chance Alliance, where we brought together over 4,000 people virtually from across the state, from across the country. And I'm not sure if it was across the world or not, but we had about 5,000 people who, it's about an hour and 15 minutes. If you ever get the time to watch it, you can go back and watch it. But we were very proud of that day. I'll take this time to just say kind of how the Second Chance Alliance came to be. I found myself one of the co-founders of the Alliance back in 2007, where just a few people sat in a room and talked about the possibilities of what could be if we continue to work and pursue our dreams and our goals of helping people coming out of prisons and jails. And we started, we got some attention from the North Carolina legislature by attending one of our reentry roundtables that we would have every month before we had anything else going on. That was our first kind of step into the movement. And we had one of the North Carolina legislatures attended one of those functions and came to us and said that he'd be interested in us taking the next step at the legislature to educate legislatures around this whole reentry conversation. And I became a part of a 2-year study committee with that legislature, Representative Garland Pierce, as a matter of fact, out of Scotland, Robeson, and Hope County, down in the part of the state where I was born and raised. And so he kind of held our hand and took us along. And then, of course, we joined up with the North Carolina Justice Center with Bill Rowe and Daniel Bowes, and they began to train us and teach us about advocacy work at the legislature and kind of how to process that and do that. And we followed their lead. And of course, that's one of the things that led to those 1,000 people coming in 2019. Our first lobby day was in 2011, and we would have one every other year at that point in the long session of the legislature. Next slide. No. the next slide of that website. I'm sorry, Leonardo. Go back to that website.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
So yeah, hit that next slide there. So yeah, this is just one of our days at the legislature, and this is one of the signage that we use. I'm for Second Chances became our theme. It still is today as we move forward in the work. Next slide. We had billboards this past year where we were able to find funding to pay for some billboards all over the state to promote our North Carolina Second Chance Alliance work and to promote the work that we were doing for Second Chances. And that sign obviously states everyone deserves a second chance. We had that sign and various other signs all over the state last year. Next slide. This was the legislative body basically that voted on the Second Chance Act. And this is just a moment in history where we were at the legislature when the vote was being taken. As you see up top there, it came back 119 to nothing. There was no opposition to the Second Chance Act. So we believe, and that bill was taken the day after the day that we brought the 1,000 people to the legislature. So we felt that was indicative of being able to promote the work in person and in each room of the legislatures. And so we felt good about that. Next slide. Next slide. Well, and this is the Senate. This is the Senate. So that was the House 119 to nothing. This is Senate 44 to nothing. So it didn't have any opposition to the bill in the total legislative body. We were very excited about that. Next slide. All right, that's when we went to the legislature. Next slide. Again, the picture of the 1,000 people there under the tent, all wearing I'm for Second Chance t-shirts. And we were very excited about that day, and we had a really good time and promoting the bill. Next. That was the press conference that we had there as part of our lobby day, where we were promoting some of the aspects of the Second Chance Act. And of course, it went through without opposition. And you can see some of the legislators there and some of the people from the community who were at the podium that day. Next. The legislative body, a place where lots of our people with records didn't even think they could go to. And of course, we let them know that that's our house, and they were able to come and be with us and join us and actually walk the halls of the legislative body that day, or every year that we do the live lobby day. Next. Two of our gentlemen who were impacted and now have had their records expunged and were able to be a part of that day. There's Corey Purdy from Washaway Employment down in New Bern, and I don't know the gentleman to the right's name, but I know his organization Link, led by my mentor and friend Frankie Roberts in Wilmington. Next. Again, a list of people there, a picture of people who were able to walk the halls that day and very excited about doing so. Next. Legislative body. Next. There's our Representative Cooper signed a proclamation having establishing Reentry Week, something that was probably unheard of 17 years ago when we started this work. But for the governor to highlight a week of just reentry work, and we would have various reentry things going on throughout the state that week. Next. This is a picture that we had when we met prior to the lobby day. We had a meeting before the lobby day in 2019, I think it was, again, maybe 2020. We met at a church there close to the legislature there with Jessica Holmes. Again, she was chief of the county commissioners at that time. Of course, I see Derek Bird there to the right, and then Neil Walker there also. I see you, Stephanie, and I see you, Alicia, there. I see a lot of people there who've been joining us that day for a pre-meeting, and we had Jessica Holmes come as a guest speaker, and she was highlighting the fact that the Wake County ban the box had just been passed. Next slide. Okay, this is James Williams, who's retired public defender from Orange County and Orange County. and he went to, he's part of now the North Carolina Racial Equity work that I sit on as a member of his committee. And he's a part of our NAACP family and Second Chance family as well. Next. The governor established the North Carolina State Reentry Council in 2018, which brought people from all over the state once a quarter. And of course, the pandemic slowed that down as well. Now we do a lot of things virtually, but we would sit around the table from people from all over the state doing reentry work. And that was appointed by the governor to stand. We had the good fortune to be at that table, as you see us in the upper left-hand corner there. And Attorney Darrell Atkinson there in the center, the governor there, the Attorney General there, and various other members of the team from across the state. And we're excited about that, to be a part of that. What we do is we bring to that table various things that we want changed and various policies that we want addressed. And very, very, very glad and very proud to be a part of that table. Next slide. Next slide. Next slide. This is one of our partners there, Hill Walker, Daniel Bowes, and Andrea Hudson from Durham, talking about United Purpose, United Voice, United Power with Jay Lusa, an organization out of DC, working with men and women who find themselves entangled in the criminal justice system. Next slide. Again, this is the day that the governor signed the bill. That's him signing the bill there in the right-hand side of the pic. And we're very excited. People taking pictures and very excited about that day. It was a mighty, mighty day. Next slide. Okay, next slide. Again, us meeting with the governor and thanking him for signing the bill, and kind of talking about next steps, because we had some other issues that we wanted to get to the lobby day. And of course, we still have a list of things that we want to achieve as we move forward in our lobby day work. Next slide. That's that goes way back. That's my family there, my CSI family there. When we first, I think that was probably over 10 years ago, when we were awarded an award by the Justice Center, and we were glad to stand up and be counted for the work that the team had done actually up to that point, and still do today. We've lost 1, 2, 3 people in that picture to death, and we were proud to have them on our team. Next slide. This was at the legislature before they rearranged or remodeled the auditorium there. We would come, and after we would get to the legislature during our lobby days, we would come in and advocate for the work that we were doing, and having some of our speakers come and talk. And the people that we would normally have would be the people who were impacted by the system to come and share their stories. Next slide. Again, you've seen this before. This is when Jessica Holmes was announcing the fact that the lobby day, that the Wake County Ban the Box movement had passed. You see that Mr. West there, James West, and at that time, Sheriff Donnie Harrison and others. Next slide. Our friend, Pastor James Garner in Cumberland County, does a whole lot of work for us in federal and has his own organization that we partner with. Next slide. Again, part of our second chance contingency. Next slide. And that's that. Now you can go to the next slide, Bernardo, number 10 or 11 or whatever it is. Let's go to the next.
All righty.
Yep. I think the CSI slide, I think.
Yes.
Yep, thank you. So this is a little bit about our work at CSI and some of the things we do there. The picture there in the center picture is a picture of our work with Wheels for Hope, who we partner with so that our clients who need transportation can get cars at a very premium price. I don't know the client's name, but she was a CSI client that came to our program. And those cars probably average about $3,000, $4,000 if they were on the market, but we were able to get them for $650, or the client pays for them. Obviously, they have to have a job, and they have the little service for them, not a little service, but the service for them, where they have a big ribbon on the car, and they have a send off in a prayer circle around the car, and we kind of present the car to the person, and they drive off into their future. It's a very exciting time when we do that. And we've established that partnership now, I guess, over 10, 12 years ago. And we probably responsible for connecting people to 10 to 12 cars a year. To the left there, bottom left, you see our partnership with PNC Bank, where they come in and do financial literacy workshops for our clients. They have something called Second Chance Banking that they utilize, that people who come through that class, they can now get a certificate from that class and go to PNC to open their checking accounts, or to reestablish their checking business, or their life in checking again, if they've had to overcome some things with that. And PNC has been our partner in business for the last 17 years, the only bank we've ever worked in. They also support our work financially, and we're very, very excited about the partnership with them. Upper right is our employment with our employment partner, Wright Construction. That's Mr. Juanis Davis at that time, who had gotten a job as a flagger and went on to become a manager with that company. At this point, Juanis Davis has gone home from Wright, and he's now the president and CEO of Satisfied Transportation. And he travels all over the country in his trucking business, and travels and delivers things like boats and things like that all across the country. So he's very powerful, and has a powerful testimony. Did 8 years in prison and came out and just really hit the ground running. He's been with us since day one. And I remember he and I in the same office together, if you could call it an office, but we had to kind of touch elbows with each other just to kind of use the phone and all that kind of thing. But we've come a long way together, and he's really doing it up out there. He manages 3 trucks across the country, and is actually looking for drivers, and they don't have to be CDL drivers. It can be people just with a regular license, because he doesn't do any trucking. He does the lightweight trucks that he drives his own truck, just like a regular truck. And it just pulls things. So he called me this week and said that he's looking for some drivers. He just picked up his 3rd truck. So very excited about the work that Juanis Davis does, and one of CSI's heroes. Bottom right there is I'm very excited about that. You can't see the whole picture, but this is our first Second Chance Sunday that we promote with our faith-based community. We establish a time every year where that particular church would have us come in, and in some cases they give us the service for that day, and in other cases they would give us a few moments on the service. I say a few moments, some 15, 20 minutes. And I would come in, give an overview of the work we're doing at CSI, and also then I'll bring along a couple of testimonials of people who kind of explain how they turn their setbacks into comebacks. And there's Pastor Reggie McDonald, of course, myself, Rhoda, who's also passed away, Mr. Robert Williams, Mr. Keith Dixon, who's also retired and also volunteered with us, and now he's taking care of his grandkids. So he was on our board as well, but he's doing things with his family now. You can't see there in the white shirt, our board chair, Mr. Lemuel Thornton, and to the right of him that you can't see, you see the brown suit below it there. That's Wayne Eaton, who was one of the speakers that day to give his testimony to the church. And usually the church either will receive an offering when we're there, or have a pre-done offering check that they'll present to us. So we're excited about the partnerships that we have with our faith-based communities. This Sunday, we're on for our Second Chance Sundays. We started calling it Second Sunday for Second Chances because I thought it was real hot, but then we ran out of Second Sundays. So what we did is we just call it Second Chance Sunday now, and we have one on Sunday at Mount Pleasant Church here on Rock Quarry Road. On Falls of the Noosh Road, and here in Raleigh, and they have an annual Second Chance Sunday that we come in and do our thing there. And they've been partnered with us for many, many years, and have expanded our work, and is one of our largest faith-based fundraisers too of the churches that we work with. They probably contribute over $10,000 a year to our work, either through various things like the Second Chance Sunday, or through our jar ministry, where we had jars before we ran out of change in this country, and and they would fill jars and get them back with us. We had the theme on our jars was your change will help us change lives, but I guess the change shortage in America now kind of cut that short. So, but we told people we take dollars too, so we'll see how that works out. All right, let's go to Community Success Initiative's website. Leonard, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. And just how things happen when you plan it, it didn't work right. It worked right when we were together.
No,
So I'm pulling it up. I have it up. Give me 1 second and I'll share my screen.
no problem.
All right. Can you see?
Yeah, go to our homepage if you can. Don't know.
Okay.
Or just go to communitysuccess.org. That's right. That's right. There you go. There you go.
Okay. Can you see my mouse moving?
I can.
Okay. Wasn't sure what the
So-
screen was showing.
So this is our homepage on our website, and this when people today want to kind of join us and kind of have us to connect with them, which about 300 people a year do that in our Wake County office, which is housed over the NC Works building. We've been there about 8 years now, and we have now an electronic specific assessment form. If you'll just hit that red link there, Leonardo, just so they can get a feel for what that looks like, and scroll down a little bit, just a general online form, personal information, gender, identity, race, address, are you registered to vote, have a driver's license, are you a U.S. citizen, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And then skills, you member of a church, mosque, temple, a reason for incarceration, length of incarceration, I'm here because of a court referral, list of any urgent medical needs. And then that next page goes to job description, history of work, et cetera, references. And next, I think, kind of closes it out. The needs assessment, which I think is very important, where they begin to talk about what is or what isn't a problem for them. And we'll be able to utilize that when we do our work, our sit down with them to kind of begin to direct traffic for them, which we consider CSI as kind of basically that as well when it comes to other needs that we may not be able to do. We begin to send them to people, a lot of people on this call today, and to able to assist clients that we may need to help. Back to the homepage there. Okay, so scroll on down to We've Been Heard. This is a very exciting project for us. We were, you may have heard that we were the lead plaintiff in a recent lawsuit where we were suing the state legislature around our current voting law in North Carolina for people with records. And we were contending, and we still do because we're still in court, we're contending that the current law of being able to not vote if you're still on probation and parole, even though you're out of prison, that we hold that to be unconstitutional. And we were promoting, and still do, that a person should be able to vote, have the right to vote, even after prison, even though they still may be on probation and parole, but as long as they're released from prison or jail, that they should have the right to vote. Of course, we won that case on August the 23rd, and it was appealed 2 weeks later by the North Carolina legislature, as you probably would know that. And that if the day that we won the case, first round, it allowed 55,000 people who were eligible to vote at that time because they were out of prison, yet still on probation and parole. And of course, when you start talking about the impact of 55,000 people on legislative seats, of course, you know that gets attention, of which it did. But we're ready. We're ready. We have a fantastic law firm, a law group led by attorney Daryl Ipperson and us, some other partnering law firms out of DC and North Carolina. And we just really feel good about that, what they've done. It's in the Court of Appeals right now. And of course, we haven't had the hearing on the Court of Appeals yet, but we're here for the long haul. And we aim to unlock the vote. We really aim to unlock our vote. There's all kinds of coverage that came out of that lawsuit that's still, and we're still getting articles written. We're still getting appointments. I've got one, I think, 2nd of November, where the Elon Law School, UNC Law School, wants to come and talk to us about the case. We were, the day the case was handed down, first round again by 3-judge panel in Wake County, we had the attention of NPR. We had 6,500 hits on their Facebook page. We had the attention of the Washington Post. We had the attention of the Miami Herald. We had the attention of obviously the News and Observer. And so we got a lot. I think Civil Wilkes law website had us there, and we're still getting contacted by various people who want to expand, who want to talk about that work we've done and in the process of doing. We plan to win this lawsuit, y'all. Scroll on down. Okay, that's our second chance expungement that we did in Lumberton, my home county. Talking about the expungement work, let's talk about a moment the Second Chance Act. The Second Chance Act that was passed and signed by Governor Cooper last year expanded the right for expungement. So in other words, multiple, and this is just a brief touch on the law. Ayana, she's on, she can really do a much better job than me in explaining it with her presentation that she does around expungements. But essentially what it does, it gives a person a right to have his records expunged in the event that he has any misdemeanor that's over 7 years old, that's nonviolent. If he has 100 of them, they all get expunged, right? But only one felony can get expunged after 10 years. But it really unlocked some things for people in its current state, where we're able to get some expungements done based on that. And of course, if your record's been dismissed and it was never removed from your record, all that's cleared up at the same time. So we had an expungement clinic, as we're having expungement clinic with partnering with the Campbell Law Clinic. And we were able to go down to Lumberton and have 55 people's records expunged that day on June 25th. And we just finished an expungement clinic in Onslow County down in Jacksonville this past Friday, where over 60 people had their records expunged. Now that just doesn't happen in a day that it seems like it's a day, because a lot of previous work has to go in processing to see who's eligible. The records have to be run to find out if they're eligible. That's all done with the law clinic and the current partner that they work with in the county that they're going to. Previous to that, we've had several expungement clinics here in Wake County, with Macedonia New Life Church being our host in most cases. Diana Powell, she's on the call. She was one of the main players in kind of getting people's records, getting people's applications for expungements who wanted to see if they're eligible. She's a recruiting machine, if you know her. At the time before we even got the expungements rolling, Diana had over 2,000 people, over 2,000 applications just waiting to be processed to see if they're eligible. Obviously, not all people are eligible for expungements, but we're helping to really get the work done on helping people who are eligible so they can start their lives over again and to begin to have a clear record. Scroll on down, please. Scroll on down, just go on down some more. Okay, and we've talked about that already on our advocacy day. Scroll on down, please. Okay, another success. We were part of the settlement process of 3,500 state prison inmates being released early because of COVID. And over a 6-month period of time, of course, if you read that, you can go to our website and read all of this. You'll find that we were part of the negotiating team that allowed the North Carolina Department of Public Safety to promise to release 3,500 people over 6 months. over 180 days. Okay, 6 months, and then 1,500 people within 90 days, and that process is in motion now. I don't know the numbers on it, but that process is in motion now. Scroll on down. On down. Okay, we'll stop there. Let me talk about some of the other things before we go to the next slide around some of the other work that CSI is doing. Most recently, we are excited about a partnership that we have with SBA, the Small Business Association, where we were contacted and to see if we were eligible to be a part of the project that they have with nonprofits, where we're able to receive money to re-lend to our clients who want to be entrepreneurs. And we were able to, we were awarded a very significant amount of money to be able to re-lend to our clients. And this is one of those areas where you have to have a record or at least be impacted by the criminal justice system to be eligible for this project. We're just getting started. We've got some applications and stuff done already, but we're really just kind of getting started now. We've been able to fund a startup project for a person who was once in prison, but now he's a licensed general contractor, and we were able to get him startup funds for his business and to build houses. We're in the process of talking to people who are very, very powerful, have very strong cleaning services, but want to maybe get a new van or expand their work or expand to be able to hire maybe another person or two in their business to make it grow. And we're having some very serious conversations with them. We also are talking to a temporary transitional home that's owned by the people who run it, and they need something. I mean, they currently have air conditioning windows. Now they'd like to have central air and heat, and we're thinking about helping them with that, and also to help them get materials to start their loan service so they can help people with jobs who come to their house who can't find work. So those are some of the ideas that we're listening to now. In the event you may have clients who you think are serious about starting a business, already have a business maybe, there's some requirements. We sit with we have to help them establish a business plan, and they don't have to do that on their own. And obviously we take credit, but we don't rely on credit because we know what the situation is. But just for our files and our folders to be complete, we use the credit score to see how we can help them go forward to lift this credit score. So it's not like that's going to be a main barrier, because the money is directed at people with records. So that's how we were able to receive the funding. And we loaned the money at 6%. And it looks like now that we're still working out the timetables, but 6 months to a year right now is what we're talking about. It could be longer. We just kind of tiptoe into it right now. We just want to make sure we dot all I's and cross all our T's. But if you're interested in that, please get up with me and call me or email me so we can begin to talk about that and how we can help your clients who you think are serious. Obviously, we have a loan committee that will examine every application, but believe me, this is not work for the general public. These funds are for people with records who want to start businesses for the most part, and or maybe who already have a business that we can help upgrade those businesses, and who you think may be character worthy and credit worthy to be able to repay the loans that they are lent. Okay, next slide, Bernarda, on the screen, not here. Next slide on your side, PowerPoint.
Okay, I'm gonna switch it up quickly. Just give me a second. I'll stop sharing. And I think I should be going to this. Uh-oh.
We've seen that one. Yeah, that one. Thank you. Another project, as I close, another project that we are working on is the Free Dante Sharp. I know he's been freed from jail and from prison. but he hasn't received his pardon from the governor. Dante spent 26 years in prison for a crime he did not commit. He's been exonerated by the Superior Court of North Carolina 2 years ago. And we just do not know why the governor has not pardoned Dante Sharp. So we're in partnership with Dr. T. Anthony Spearman and the Second Chance Alliance and other nonprofits who are tied to this work. We started a vigil over a month ago in front of the governor, across the street from the governor's mansion, where we are demanding that the governor pardon Dante Sharp. And we have something called Freedom Fridays, and the last one we did was last Friday, and the Second Chance Alliance was the leader of that particular Friday. Every Friday, a different nonprofit takes the helm of the project, and we are still fighting for Dante Sharp because although he's free, he's really not free, and we are demanding from the governor that he free Dante Sharp along with other people that we've identified who are entitled to their pardon. So we want you to go to forwardjustice.org to find out more about Dante Sharp's case and his work. And let me close by saying that if you're interested in being a part of the work that we do at the Second Chance Alliance, we've recently forged a very tight relationship with the LRC, and we're advising them on some of the work that we do and that they do, and how they can come and being a part of what we do, and how we can expand our work through them, because essentially we touch the same people and we touch the same causes and we touch the same work. So we've invited them to become a part of us and us a part of them, and that's in the process of coming to fruition as well. But if you're interested in becoming part of the Second Chance Alliance, of the Wake County Second Chance Alliance, y'all, it's very simple. You send us an email. You can send me the email. I'll probably forward you on to the Second Chance Alliance folks who can kind of go more deep with you. But it's really very simple. At this point, myself and Donna Powell co-chair the Wake County Alliance, Second Chance Alliance. If you're interested in being a part of this work, to help promote some of the things you've heard me talk about on this call, feel free to give us a call. Feel free to email us at dgaddy1@community6.org, dgaddy1@communitysuccess.org, and we'll connect you to some people to help you. I'll connect you to Diana to go ahead and sit with you and kind of get you. But it's very, very, very simple. There's no big, long application process. The fact that you want to be a part of our movement is something that we really would want you to do. So with that being said, Lenara, I'm out, and I'm glad to be a part of this day with you guys, and I appreciate the time. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Dennis, before we let you go, I want to give the participants an opportunity to ask any questions. So if you have any questions, would you unmute yourself and go ahead and share them with Dennis? And in addition to that, just want to make sure, Dennis, you did put your email in the chat box for those that may want to join the Wake County chapter of Second Chance Alliance. So does anyone have any questions? All right. Well, we're going to keep moving forward. Let's see if Allison Jordan, thank you again, Dennis, for that very comprehensive presentation on Second Chance Alliance, as well as on community success initiatives. So is Allison Jordan back on the call?
Yes.
So, all right, Allison. I saw you. I saw you.
Off.
Yes, we won't go back to your slide because I'm gonna stop sharing and we can look at your beautiful face. How about that?
Now I'm gonna put my reading glasses on so I can read my notes.
All right. Thank you for providing the update from the North Carolina Department of Public Safety.
All right. So I wanted to let you know we have had 3 vacancies for community development specialists. Pretty much I'm the only one. And so we were able to interview for 3 positions this past Monday and Tuesday. So we're hoping that they will get filled, and so that some of the extra counties that I've been given, Monica's gotten some and Vince has taken some, even though that's not the role he plays. We've all had to do what we've had to do. So we should be having some new staff coming on, and that's going to be exciting to get it full up and running and get full staffed. You when people get promoted or go to different jobs, and we had three vacancies, so that's good. We are also working on the new case management computer system. We're hoping by the first of the year it will be up and running. There's just so many. They're really building this system for us, and every week we give them more details and more things we want. But I'm hoping that the LRCs, once they get their hands on it, it'll be an easy tool to use for resources. It's going to have resources built in your county and other counties. It's a great way to keep track of your participants that you're working with. It'll be a great way for other counties to know that you're working with that participant, and not hopefully a duplication of work if they're going from here to Durham to Greensboro or whatever. And it's going to be, we're hoping that it will be able to adapt as we grow, and it will be able to grow with us. And that's going to be a key point. And we've been very demanding about simple. Want it simple, want it easy, don't want to duplicate. So we're in the process of still working with that, but we're hoping by the first of the year. We're hoping sooner, but I don't think it'll be until after the first of the year that happens. I do want to recognize the progress that the Wake LRC has made, and y'all were talking about earlier with the advisory and the executive committees, and this is such a key component of the council, and it's not an easy group to get together. It's not an easy group to find your right fit. But I commend anybody that's on this call, this Zoom, whatever, that if you have stepped up and you are filling one of those roles, I want to commend you and say thank you so much. This is so important to get the work done, to have people who know the business, people who are willing to step forward and help guide the LRC to be even better. And it hopefully won't take a lot of your time, but it is a necessity of having this extra outside people to guide you through. And I just want to thank all the people on the call. I think y'all do a great job with supporting Wake County, supporting our participants that need your help. And, we can't say thank you enough for what you do for Wake County. So thanks a lot. Sorry for that technical dip. My computer no, you're not doing a Zoom today, Allison. Not me on.
Thank you very much. Thank you for
All
your
right.
commitment and getting back on with us to share that update. We really appreciate the partnership and the support we have from the Department of Public Safety. Ayanna Robinson sent her regrets, but they will be presenting in December. Just wanted to share that update. So now we're going to transition to our subcommittee reports. Just as a reminder, the council, we have been guiding the work. Allison just spoke briefly, and Nally even mentioned that we have new committees that we're developing, the executive committee and the advisory committees that we'll be working on. But the work gets done in the subcommittees. And so just keep that in mind. If you're not a part of one of the work groups where this work gets done that supports either housing, employment, or supportive services, which we know supportive services is more versatile, more flexible, we ask you to send a representative. Come and just hear what's going on, or if not, if you don't have that time, lend your resources. Go to our YouTube page and hear what you've missed because maybe your schedule didn't allow you to attend that meeting. And if you have some resources or some connections, please just ping us. Reach out to the chair or the liaison or to myself, and we'll build that partnership or that network. All right. So first we have Ms. Yamali Garman, who's going to share an update from the Housing Subcommittee and the accomplishments that they've had since from 2020 to 2021.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. I hope everyone is doing well. I have a tendency of speaking really low, so I'm trying my best to speak as loud as possible. So if you can't hear me, please let me know. As she mentioned, my name is Yamuli Durand. I am the chairperson for the Housing Committee, and Diana Powell is the vice chair with me as well. And I believe she's on the line. Feel free to join me at any time, Diana. Today, so I'm happy to share with you a few action items that we've been working on, and we are very excited to be able to accomplish some of them that we had set up at the beginning of the year for ourselves. First, we have decided as a committee to focus on the landlords, create a landlord list, a list of landlord, I'm sorry, who accepts Section 8 and voucher sex offenders, and they are background friendly. So with that being said, with the help of Ms. Betty Cropert, and sorry if I pronounced the name wrong, and Lakeisha George, we were able to put together a wonderful list of landlord who we are think that they are willing to work with us and accepting people with Section 8 and sex offenders and background and who are background friendly. So I will say the big applause for Miss Betty Cropert and Lakeisha for putting the list together for us. And after we did the list, so we got really excited now that we have the list going on. So we then focus our next step, which was to kind of create a script to how we wanted to communicate with the landlord, because we don't want we don't want people to call and not having like a formatting on how to approach them. So right now, which is part of our focus now, so we're focusing on getting that script together. And I believe Lakeisha and Allison is helping us with putting that script together so we could start making the phone call. So once the list is complete, once the script is completed, we then mentioned that we are going to assign like 4 volunteers from our team to start making the call out to the landlord. So hopefully with then that would happen maybe sometime soon. So we're working very hard on that. And as you know, COVID comes in and we have a lot of other responsibilities and things we have to do. So we kind of tried to get the script going so we could start making the phone calls. So basically that's what we've done with part of the focusing on the housing for background friendly. Then we also working on, we had a few meetings with our community growth. So where we had welcomed Jasmine Volk, she's part of the Raleigh Wig Partnership and Endless Homeless and Partnership to End Homelessness. So we have had a nice meeting. We had invited a few of our member from our community to join her with a group meeting where she shared with us the views about what they do and how they could help us be part of our team. So we were excited on with that meeting. And they also share with us and how we could join the homeless management information, which is the HMIC system team. So some of our members who are interested to join that system can join if they wanted to. So, and she had shared us a nice presentation slide with a lot of information on there. And Ms. Volka also introduced us to, sorry, I had the name down, sorry. I apologize. She also had introduced us to how they also at this point working something similar with the approaching the home people that are landlord that are accepting Section 8. So she has also offered to help us to put that list that the script together as well. And last but not least that we talked about is, of course, COVID is going on right now. So we kind of discuss and how the how we kind of discussed on the last meeting how the climate has changed due to the housing, with everything that's going on now, that some of the landlords, and I know part of things that people were not able to meet their income, and we needed to come up with a way how we're going to approach, if we offering somebody to take someone with low income, and then with the COVID, and how the landlords are feeling, or maybe willing to accept people knowing that there might be a possibility of, lack of payment. So we kind of talk about that. That should be our next focus on later on, once we get everything going on. I think that's all we have so far. I'm not sure. Diana, are you there? If we miss anything, you're welcome to add a little bit for me. I think that's all we had so far done.
No, I think you covered it all. You did an awesome job. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Diana. Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you, Yamali and Diana. All right. Up next, we have the Employment Subcommittee 2021 accomplishments, 2020 through 2021 accomplishments. I believe that'll be Melinda or Donna presenting.
Yeah, I thought I saw Dominique earlier.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But if not, I'm happy to share, and please, Donna, jump in if I missed anything. I would say, a big part of what we've been trying to do is us also trying to recruit some members, a nice mix of people who work in workforce development and skills development. And so just want to start out with that, because we are looking for more members. If anyone would like to join us, we would love to have you. You don't have to be an employment guru or anything like that, but it's really about trying to pull together a wide range of partners that work in this space. I would say the two major things is we came up with a lot of priorities, but we focused on two so far. And one was working with our education and workforce partners to make sure that there were resources out there to help people with their resumes and job search assistance. So making sure that we do have that foundation. And then the second part was beginning to think about what would a reentry job fair look like. We were hoping to do one this fall. Over the summer, we had all these hopes of an in-person job fair. And of course, we know that Delta threw us a curve, but we're really thinking about what it could look like in next year. What are some of the resources we can have to make it easier for people to participate? The other thing we did is we did some research on best practices. We actually brought in New Start to share some of the things that they've done in their program. James Johnson and Carolyn Perry shared with us some of their strategies. It was a great learning opportunity. And then that last part is that trying to build up that membership. And we're really excited to have added Step Up Raleigh to help us with job and life skills training. So we're again trying to expand that network. Did I miss anything, or do you want to add anything, Donna?
No, that was good. That sums it up.
All right.
All right, excellent. Well, everyone's done a great job. Thank you, Melinda and Donna. And we're gonna move on. Next, we have Ms. Karen McDaniel, who's gonna give an update for the Supportive Services Subcommittee. Karen, you there?
You said Sharon?
Karen?
Okay, sorry.
I don't see her. Okay,
Yeah, I don't see her.
Okay, I don't see her, so I'll step in. So we just shared some updates and accomplishments for the last year. It's been a year that the subcommittees have been working together. September 24th, 2021 marked that 1-year anniversary for all three of the committees. So all of the committees have selected a chair, vice chair, or co-chair. And so that's one accomplishment. We, the Supportive Services Subcommittee, identified 7 priority areas to focus on, and we're working successfully through that list. One of the first accomplishments, or priority area number 1, was to develop a list of healthcare providers that accept that provides services to the uninsured and the underinsured. That list was emailed to each of you, reaching 212 Wake LRC council members, and that also includes all 9 of our transitional housing providers. So really excited about that. That was some work, and all of our providers that work in the healthcare industry. I think of Sigma, I think of Alliance, I think of NC Fit. They all contributed, as well as obviously those that don't work specifically in that arena, but those particular individuals took leading roles in developing that list. So we appreciate that. We expanded our Reentry Network toolbox. We had a presentation by Mr. Eric Johnson from Alliance on the Wake Network of Cares. Eric called it or described it as Google for Wake County. It's just a web-based resource, if you're not familiar with it, that provides all types of services. If you're looking for food, clothing, employment services, or something like that, just pop in what you're looking for at Wake Network of Cares, and a list will come up. This particular website is specific to Wake County. And the other thing, if you're not familiar with it, you'll want to go there and sign up to give your own organization more visibility. Hopefully everyone's familiar with that, but if you're not, make sure you sign up, and you can sign up yourself. It's really easy to use, it's user-friendly, and you can also update your information. So check out Wake Network of Cares. Another piece of that, in our last meeting, we talked about another very similar resource, but rather than focusing on Wake County, there's NC 360. It focuses on resources in the state of North Carolina. So we're looking forward to having a presentation very soon by NC 360. Yes. All right. Priority area number 2. That is around providing resources or coming up with some solutions for those that provide mentoring and peer support. So we're still trying to figure out the what on that. But we are working towards that priority area. We recruited 8 new supportive services subcommittee. I'm remembering offhand. I know IPMW, Sigma, and Alliance were among some of the 8 new members that are forwarding this work. So we're really excited about that. I just sent out a request just last week for wallets to support our participants, Wake Local Reentry Council participants, and representatives from the Supportive Services Committee responded, and then we will be receiving, I believe next week, 3 wallets that will be donated, one from, I believe 1 or 2 from faith-based organizations to the council to support those individuals. So that's what we are, and I think that's it for now. Does anyone have any questions for myself or for any of our committee representatives? All righty. So now it's time for announcements. We got a lot to share. We got a lot going on. That's a good thing. We want to hear your announcements, but we have some to share. First, I think Natalie will be sharing a few items. Donna will share a few items, and then we have the partnership with Wake County. So Miss Annie McCullers will be sharing something, and then we'll hand the mic over to you all to share your updates as well. So Natalie.
Thank you, Lenarda. So our first announcement is that Interfaith Prison Ministry for Women had its 2nd annual Hope Awards, and they chose to recognize the Wake Local Reentry Council for the Angel of Hope Award and Community Success Initiative for the Champion of Hope Award. And I must say that they chose the Rose Garden as the backdrop and it could not have been more beautiful. The roses were beautiful. They were very fragrant, and there were live performances from a band of individuals who were released from prison. And when I tell you the talent in this group was amazing, they engaged all of the attendees, and we were very proud to be a part of their award ceremony. Thank you so much, IPMW. Our second announcement is one around employment. As Melinda mentioned earlier, we are always looking for ways to really build opportunities for our participants to not only have employment, but to be in a position where they're given the tools to really advance through employment opportunities. We've had many different employers reach out to us looking to hire individuals who are involved with the justice system. But the Body Shop reached out to us earlier, and they are interested in really building a more comprehensive employment opportunity. This year, as a pilot, we would start out with a seasonal employment opportunity. And so we look forward to working with them to really develop what support services might go along with these employment opportunities for next year. But for this year, there is a seasonal employment opportunity that we'd like you to share with everyone that you know. They are not looking at background records. Their three requirements are that you be eligible to work in the US, able to stand 8 hours, and the ability to lift up to 50 pounds. They're offering $15 an hour, and there are 2 shifts that they have available. There are some opportunities for overtime, but that's only during the 7 to 3 shift. This opportunity can start now through December. If you know of someone who is interested, if you will refer them to the NC Works Career Center, all they need to do is let the front desk know. If they're already engaged with either the Roads to Reentry program or the Wake Local Reentry Council, they would already have an NC Works account. But if they will reach out to their case managers, we can get them referred directly over to the Body Shop to go through that process for employment. Their only requirement is that they have those 3 skills, and that we would need them to have an NC Works account. We have partnered with the Body Shop previously and held some hiring events here at the Tillery Career Center. This is different in that the individuals who were hired during the hiring event, they're hired through a third-party employment agency, and those are employees of that third-party agency. This is a direct hire opportunity. So the individuals that we refer through this initiative and partnership will be direct hires of the Body Shop. There may be opportunities for them to be hired on full-time as they wrap up the seasonal work. They're always looking. They have assured us that they are always looking to keep on good help when there's an opportunity available and things line up. So please spread this information to those that you know. Again, you can have them connect with their case manager if they're with the LRC, Roads to Reentry, or just send them to the NC Works Career Center, and CJ and Cami can get them connected through this opportunity. It is in the NC Works Center. All righty. All right, guys. Woohoo! It's going to be the 2nd annual Ugliest Holiday Sweater Competition. Now, all of you who were here last time had opportunities to win some fantastic gifts. We had a blast. Now, it's hard to outdo that, but I guess what? We've got a little bit of time. We're already working on it. Get your ugly sweaters, get your ugly dresses, get your holiday spirit. Get ready to have a blast. Our December meeting is going to be fun. You want to be in the house. Thank you. That's my third and final announcement. I'm going to turn it over, I think, to Donna or Annie.
Annie.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Annie McCullers. I am an FNS case manager on behalf of Wake County Human Services. I am newly working with NC Works every Thursday from 9 a.m. to 1. I will be in-house completing applications with the clients. No appointment is necessary. Like I said, I'm here every Thursday from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. It takes approximately 15 minutes to apply. ID for the client is preferred, but it's not necessary. Emergency food stamp services are available to those that do qualify. Computer skills are not necessary either. I will provide and complete the application on the individual's behalf. And thank you.
Thank you, Annie.
You're welcome.
All right, Donna.
All right, just a few things. I don't have a slide. I apologize. This is kind of last minute, but I definitely wanted to let you all know about a few things that are coming up for participants that will be beneficial for them. So there is an organization called NCIA. I'm not sure if Alicia Jones Garrett is still on the call, but I'll just give you guys a quick overview and I'm happy to send out the flyer to you all. But they are offering a 12 to 15 weeks of training for individuals who are receiving food stamps to participate in some trades training such as HVAC, drones. They also have culinary coming up as well, and possibly some few other training programs, but it's for individuals who are returning back into their communities. They have to be 18 years of older, as well as be receiving food stamps. And they can also be veterans too. But this gives them opportunity to learn a trade. It's a pretty comprehensive wraparound service. So they do, after they receive the training and the certifications, they'll walk alongside of someone to be able to help them with employment, as well as some of those other supportive services needs that we're also addressing here with the Wake LRC. And so I'll drop her information in the chat or the phone number to where you can submit referrals for that if you know of any individuals who are interested for that. And also we have the annual Capital Area Career Expo coming up. It's going to be Thursday, November 4th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. It's free and open to all job seekers. And there's a ton of employers from various industries who are going to be there. It is a virtual event, so it will be online, but it's a good opportunity for those who are seeking employment to get living wage jobs to help them and their families. And then another service and resource that I'd like to tell you guys about, it is the Senior Community Service Employment Program. This is for individuals who are 55 and older and who still want to work. They want to, or, they may have been out of work for a while, laid off, or they're at home bored. They want something to do. This service and resources is right here located at the NC Works Career Center. They've already helped a few individuals who have come through the Wake LRC. One is working with the Helping Hand Missions. The other is actually a volunteer. He's not necessarily a volunteer because he gets paid, but he comes here 3 days a week to help out in the NC Works Career Center with assisting people with job readiness. And then there's another individual who is potentially going to the Habitat of Humanity, the Restore, I hope I pronounced that right, but so they can connect individuals that you may know who are 55 and older. They can still be receiving disability or receiving some type of income, but this will give them another avenue to be able to do something and also earn. And I just wanted to let you know about that. And I can email you and I'll drop it in the chat if we have some time left. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Donna. And really quickly, Donna and Annie, the services, the food stamp services, they are open to the community. They were developed for reentry participants, but anyone can come and utilize those services. Correct, Annie? Annie may have left us, but I'm confident that that's the right response. And would that be the same for the program that the share information you shared for Alicia Garrett, Donna? That it's not
Yes.
specific for reentry individuals, but specific for being eligible or having food stamps. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. Okay. Just want to get that out there. All right. I'm going to. Does anyone else, before we move on, does anyone else have any updates or any announcements to share? Please unmute yourself and the mic is yours. Anything you got going on in your organization, anything you want to share? It's now 2:30, so we're about to wrap up. Give me about 2 more minutes and let's see what our partners have going on.
I want to just jump in and say to Allison, we are not interested in having a different CDS. So if you could share that during the recruitment process, we would gracefully continue our partnership. Thank you very much. That's just my
Well,
voice.
darn, I was hoping that, I've got 15 councils. I've got, I
Not
live
an
in
option.
Wake.
You're stuck with us, stuck like glue.
We
Yeah,
agree.
I
We
live in
agree.
Wake. That's easy to travel to see you guys.
Yes.
I'll
All
keep
right.
that in mind.
All right. So we don't hear any other announcements. Allison and Natalie, I do agree with Natalie. We'll put that in the meeting summary as well. Let me just recap next steps. We have our monthly expungement clinic. Please note this. It's normally on the first Thursday, but we're moving it for the month of November. It will be on the first Tuesday. So that's November 2nd. The time is the same from 11 to 1. And of course, it's at the NC Works Career Center. Please note that it's in the Eventbrite, but just make sure that messaging is correct. And that's only for November. We're back on schedule with our December expungement clinic. As Annie shared, you can apply for food stamps here on Thursdays from 9 to 1. Also note that when we have the expungement clinic, although November will be the exception, the expungement clinic is typically on Thursdays. That's usually a day that she's very busy. So if a person wants to come, they'll either want to come early that Thursday. If it's the day of the expungement clinic, come around 9, 10, or even 11, but she's usually really busy on that day. The next meetings, the next subcommittee meeting is November 18th. Please mark your calendar. Our meetings are typically held on the 4th Thursday of the month, but due to the holiday season, the holiday Thanksgiving holiday in November and the Christmas holiday in December, we bump those meetings up 1 week. So November 18th is actually the 3rd Thursday. I'll be sending it out very soon. And then the next council meeting, which Natalie shared, it's going to be a celebratory meeting. It's not going to be the typical agenda. We're going to have fun. We're going to have prizes. Get your sweaters together. You got some time. Get your ugly sweaters and dresses and glasses and whatever else together so that you can win the prizes that we'll be sharing. We just want you to know that we appreciate you. And of course, we're always about business, so we want to have some fun as well. If you've missed some of the meetings, be sure to check out the YouTube page. This meeting will be uploaded. Now, when I say that, I will have to admit that I did forget to hit record during the August meeting. So sometimes things happen, but be sure to check our YouTube page to look at any of the meetings, including the subcommittee meetings. That's the quickest way to get information. So keep that in mind. And if we don't have any other questions, thank you very much for your time. Everyone have a happy Halloween if you'll be giving out candy or dressing up or whatever you'll be doing. And we look forward to seeing you on November 18th and December 16th. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.